Okay, October 25th, one of the best fights that can be made in the heavyweight division. It's all or nothing. Joseph Parker takes on this man, Fabio Wardley. Fabio, big fight. How are you feeling about this one?
Big fight. Look, it's exciting. This is everything I'm about. I'm about big fights, big occasions, big moments, big events. I love being a part of them. I love the pressure of them. I love the anticipation it draws, the questions it draws around. Oh, is it a step too far? Is it too much? Is this the one? And every fight, it seems like for the last maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, it's always been, oh, this is the one too far. And that'll be a common theme with this fight as well. But it's something I wanted. And Joe was quick to say yes, had no real qualms about fighting me either, which I can only credit him for. So, look, big occasion and ready to get it on.
This feels to me like the first fight where you're shooting up rankings-wise. I know you've been in with guys who have been at a higher level. Nathan Gorman had been in with Dubois. You've been with Eric Molina, who had been in with Joshua Wilder. They hadn't beaten those guys. Parker, former world champion, he's beating guys like Wilder. Does it feel like this? This is your first real shoot up?
Proper elite. I think the other ones have been steps, like a step up, step up, step up, where this is a bit of a jump in quality, a jump in levels, a jump in experience as well. But all things I'm game for, all things I'm entertaining, I'm ready for. Like I feel I'm ready to step into that realm. That list of names, them bunch of peoples that he's beat, I think I'm ready to step into that top echelon of fighters. And to do that, I need to beat someone of that ilk and someone of that level. And there's no better person right now, really, in the division that's got the resume now, as of recently, that like Joseph Parker has. So if I tick that off, then that well and truly sets me as a name up there.
Is this one where, do you feel like you're ready? Or do you know that you're ready for this?
No, I know I'm ready for this. I know I'm ready for this. I've had the right tests and troubles and problems and setbacks and whatever you want. And along the way, I've had the cuts. I've been down on the cards. I've been hurt in fights. I've done 12 grueling rounds of title fights and this, that, and the other. And all the little milestones you need, all these kind of building bricks you need to make you into a complete fighter that's ready to step into this higher echelon of fights. I've done all those things now. They're all there. They're all in my back pocket. I've got them all ticked off. So there's nothing left to do but just do it. Get in there and show what I've got.
What do you make of this Deontay Wilder comparison? People are calling you the British Wilder. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's from what, look, if you take it at base level from what he did and what he achieved, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'd like to say, boxing-wise, I think I have a bit more skills and a bit more attributes to my game than he did. But look, I've got that plus a devastating right hand as well. So those things in conjunction, all those things together, set up for a perfect fight.
How do you think they are perceiving you? Because if you're the British Wilder, they have a win over the Deontay Wilder. Do you think they're just seeing you as another Wilder kind of guy who's just going to look for one shot and try and get lucky in the fight? What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. But also, they've got a win over a 2024 or 2023 Wilder, not a Wilder of 5, 6, 7 years ago. That's a different Wilder entirely. And that's, again, if I want to take on that kind of notion, that type of name, that's where I am. I'm not in the later stages of my career. I've not gone through the losses. I'm not at the back end. I'm not almost like clinging on for fights. I'm still fresh, game, new to it, ready to go, and still got all my skills, all the speed and everything right there to go. So yeah, look, they may look at me, especially based off my last performance, and go, oh yeah, he's just going to look for a big right hand. But I would like to think that Parker and his team aren't that naive to think, oh, I'm just going to bounce around that ring for 12 rounds and try and wing a right hand and hopefully that gets the job done, because I'm not dumb enough to think that's enough to get the job done. I would hope to think that they think I've got a little bit more IQ about me than that.
So your last fight, Justice Hooney, Good performance? What do you think?
No.
When I just bring it up.
No, it was not a good performance. But ultimately, again, this is when I say, when I've ticked off the things, the milestones and things, it's not every performance is going to be great. Not every performance is going to be shining under the lights. Not every performance is going to be perfect. Not every performance is going to look glitz, glam. But ultimately, at the end of it, did you get the win? Yes. If I look on BoxRec, if I look on wherever, is there a W next to my name? Fabio versus Justice Huni, is there a W? Yes. Okay, cool. So it proves. So all I've done there is prove that through adversity, through a fight not going my way, through down on the cards, down on the rounds, there was no sulking, there was no letting that seep into my brain, seep into the game plan, seep into my performance at all, and me almost feeling sorry for myself and going, oh, you know what, well, I'm rounds down here, I might as well just see it through and quit it out and it's been all right. It's like, no, every round, every minute, every second of a round is an opportunity. And with me, regardless, I will always be there in the fight. If I'm on my feet, I'm in the fight.
I remember you saying that you had to have a conversation with yourself during that fight where he was just banking round after round after round. What was that conversation that you had with yourself?
It was I don't know, it was more of a quote to myself. It was like, you have not come this far just to come this far. It was like, you've not brought everyone out to your hometown, a stadium that you've packed out with 20,000 plus people, and you've done all this to just throw it all away here. Like, this is not what you've done. There is more for you. There's more opportunity for you in you. There's more to be done. We're not done here. There's more. Like, you don't get to just sit back and go, oh, that was pretty good. I'll take that. Even though I lost, but hey, it was a good event. No. You don't get to do that. There's more to be done. Get your ass up and get the job done.
So there's a mentality in you which is just winner. You ain't gonna turn up to come second place. That does seem to separate you. There is an elite mentality in there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because, again, I always feel like I have a point to prove. I always feel like especially in my last few, I've been expected to lose. And again, the whole step too far thing. So there is always a push of wanting to prove people wrong. But the pull as well is obviously me wanting to do well and succeed and prove to myself that, no, there's more in the tank. You've got more. Okay, you didn't do so well in that fight, but you gained so much experience. And we've seen how well I do off a fight when I don't do well first time around. If I come back, Fraser 1 to 2, for example, didn't do great in the first fight, learn a lot from that fight, take that, sit with that, not reinvent myself, but pick up on those areas where I went wrong and improve. And again, that's the same thing I'll do from the Justice Huni fight. It's like, oh, I've done nothing but look at it and go, right, we did that wrong. How do we change that? Right, we did that wrong. How do we change that? And pay attention to those things. One thing I do is absorb information. What's
it going to take to beat Joe Parker? Because right now, he's looking pretty good. You look at the Ring Magazine rankings, you see Usyk up there. They've got Fury as number 2. He's retired, unretired, we're not sure. But then it's Parker. He's looking very good, beating everyone.
Yeah, look, again, all the credit to him. He's on fantastic form. He's beaten some good names, and he looks to be in a great place. So it means I'm getting maybe the best version of him, maybe. One that's experienced, that's been there, done it, fallen off and come back through. So maybe this is the best version of Joseph Parker. So look, I'll need to be on my A game. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. I'll need to have a solid game plan. I'll be on my game plan, be fit, be ready for a tear up, be ready for a war, be ready for it to go south a bit. It's not like, again, I'm not banking on this fight going perfectly my way, because he is such a good operator, smart guy in the ring, good ring IQ, he works his way around well. So, but I've proven that no matter the circumstance, no matter the person in front of me, however it looks, even if it looks like it's going wrong, mentality-wise, I'm still in the fight. I'm still there. I'm still game, and I'm still going for it. So I will need to be on form, but an on-form Fabio Wardley can beat Joseph Parker.
Fabio Wardley, who turned up against Justice Huni, does he beat Joseph Parker?
No.
So this needs to be the very, very best, better than the guy that we saw back in June.
But all I've done throughout my career is improve.
Yeah.
All I've done throughout my career is improve. I've taken on, I've had a fight, taken on a better level of opponent, improved, taken on, and then had a fight again, taken on a better level of opponent, improved. And you can incrementally see those improvements as well. You can watch from fight to fight and see where I've changed and improved and how things have got better. So there's no different there. Look, we all have bad days at the office. Sometimes you have a bad day at the office. Sometimes you slip up at a press conference, mix up a word or two, and you get some things wrong. So look, we all have a bad day, but then the next day we turn up on our A game. So that's all that was for me. It was a learning curve at a high level, but I proved to myself and to everyone else that I don't shrink when it gets a bit tough, when it gets a bit uncomfortable, things are going a bit wrong. It actually brings out a different bit of fire in me.
Headlining at the O2, I think this is your 8th fight at the O2. I had a little check on the box.
Home.
Goodness me. Do you believe it now? When you see yourself on these fight posters, because I know you used to have a little bit of imposter syndrome as well. Well, that's me. Even at Ipswich, I think you were saying to Ben and everyone, well, how have we done this?
Yeah.
Have you still got that going into this? Because you're about to fight the number 2 heavyweight in the world at what should be a sold-out O2, live on DAZN. That's you, mate.
Yeah, I think I've settled into it now. Especially probably the fact that it's at the hotel. At the O2 feels way more comfortable. A place that I thought, like I say, 8 times, I didn't know it was that many. Considering I've had 20 fights and 8 of them have been at the O2 is quite a number. But and I've headlined the O2 once already as well. So it feels like, and I feel like, especially in this, like with everything I've done so far, I feel like, no, actually, I'm meant to be here. Like I've earned this spot. I've earned this position. I worked my way up. I beat all the people that I was asked to beat. That everyone that was put in front of me. I didn't say no to anyone. I did everything I was supposed to do. So with this fight, I've sat into it. And don't get me wrong, I know Joe is a high-level operator, but I sit into it and I think, nah, like I'm meant to be here. Like I've earned this. There's no more. Oh God, well, I'm just like, look at, this is just a good experience. I'm almost lucky to be here. It's not like that anymore. For me, I look at it and go, no, I deserve to be here. I've done what I should do to be here, and I'm in this position because of how I've earned this.
You do understand if you beat Parker, right? I'm sure when you beat Parker in your eyes, but it's just Usyk after that. There's nothing in between Joseph Parker. Does that feel real to you? Do you feel like you're not far off?
That feels almost like that would feel like a really full circle moment. Usyk was one of the first people that at the early stages in my career, 7, maybe 8 years ago, that I went out to Ukraine and did a training camp with and spent a lot of time with.
Is that when they kidnapped you at the airport, stuck you in the back of a bag?
Yeah. Came out, saw some bears, all the rest. But it would be a real kind of surreal full circle moment of like when I was really at the right beginning of my career. He was someone that wanted me out, must have saw something in me for me to want me to be a sparring partner and want to use me. And then for me to come around maybe 6, 7 years later and then be fighting him for all the belts would be one hell of a story. Sometimes
things just work out, Fabio, and your story is fascinating. It's been great to watch. Final thing, how's this fight going to go, October 25th?
It's going to be the only guarantee is that it's going to be entertaining. I think both me and Parker know how to entertain. We know how to put on a good fight. Neither of us are in boring fights. Neither of us really like to give up too much ground, back away too much, or even shy away from heavy competition and whatever. So there's going to be some back and forth moments. There's going to be some drama. There's going to be those almost highlight reel moments of, like round 5 was crazy because this happened and that happened. And I can see all of that coming up in this fight, all of those highs and lows for the both of us. But I think one way or another, someone's getting knocked down.
Can he keep away from your power for 12 rounds?
I don't think he can keep away from it, no. I think one way or another, he will feel it and he will get clocked. Credit to him, he's been hit a number of times by some good people and gets back up. So I can't rely on the one. It will maybe need to be 2, 3 or 4. But like I say, I have it in the locker. It's there. I can put them together. So whether he can avoid it consistently is a different question. I think he will feel the power one way or another. It's just whether he has it in him to get back up and keep going.
Best of luck.
Cheers, mate.
October 25th, all or nothing, Parker versus this man, Fabio Wardley.